Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, The Hungry Gamer is back with another mini review, and today we are talking about Court of the Dead Dark Harvest. And this is a bidding, auction-style game, hidden information, I'll say bluffing, but not really style game from Skybound Games. And this is a game that I've had for a very long time, but pandemic, and this is a game for 3 to 6 players. So it just took quite some time to actually be able to feel like I could fairly evaluate it. And so what this game is in this game you are taking on the role of this dark harvester, I'll call you, who is kind of trapped in the middle between the war between the heavens and hell. And I say that, but don't think biblical or anything like that. These is, very much fantasy style of the heavens and the hells and all those kinds of things. And they're at war, and you've been charged with kind of making sure that each side gets an equal number of souls given to them so the fight can continue. But you are of this faction that's like, you know what? We're going to rebel. We're going to do our own thing. So you're going to try to save as many souls for yourself so you will become stronger without getting caught. And what's going to happen is on each turn, you're going to do 2 bids. The first bid is going to be, there'll be 3 cards out there that have a different power. And it might be you will get more souls. It might be, you will get to add souls behind your screen or add souls to your offering or whatever it may be. There'll be some kind of power that you get each turn. And additionally, whoever wins that card will be controlling that faction. And that may come into play with various cards. It may say the person who controls this faction gets to do X, Y, or Z. And for that, you're going to be bidding your influence. And every round, you'll get an influence back, and you will have 5 influences. That will kind of fluctuate up and down depending on how much you spend, how much you want these various cards that are out there. Then the second part of each round is when the harvest card is flipped over. The harvest card will have a set number of souls that you are trying to collect. And then collectively, all the players behind the screens will be taking the souls that they have, and they will be doing a blind bid, as it were. The idea being that if everyone puts out enough souls that the harvest is successful, that's great, and whoever put in the most souls will get a bonus of some sort. However, if you fail, then you get one of these failure markers, which kind of affects everybody. And then on the first 2 times that there's a failure, whoever contributed the fewest souls takes whatever the failure effect is that's specifically written on the card. However, the 3rd time and on that there is a failure, whoever contributed the fewest souls is out of the game completely. And so what's happening here is it's making sure that everyone's still going to be contributing some souls. You're not just kind of hoarding souls at the back trying to make sure that you have the most so that you win the game at the end. Because in theory, you could just bid no souls ever and then win the game because you would just collect your income every single turn. And really, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to this game. So what do I like about this game? First, as I usually say, Skybound often has really good production, and this is one of the games where they do as well. They have game trays in there. The art is really strong. You can't really complain about the production value of this game. Maybe the screens are a little smaller than you might like if you're trying to hide stuff, but that's really all I can think of that might not be great as far as the production value goes. Now, the next thing is I like the one specific detail that makes the game interesting to me. I like the detail where if you are the person on a failure that has contributed the least, you're going to get hit. And if it keeps happening, you will be out of the game. And I do particularly like that because it means you are running this delicate balance of trying to make sure you bid just enough souls that either it succeeds and you get the prize, or if it does fail, there's a failure, but you're not being hit. And I think that's where the fun of the game is trying to balance that. Yes, the beginning part is interesting where you're bidding for these different cards and the powers, and that's all well and good, and that's great, but it's the second part to me that's really interesting. And I think that's where this game shines, is in playing the table in that moment and figuring out when it is that, gosh, we really need to pass this harvest, or let's make sure this fails. Now, I can take a hit this time because you can see what the failure condition is. I can take this hit, but you want to make sure that when the time comes and there's that 3rd failure, maybe you make sure that there's a 3rd failure somehow, that someone else gets eliminated. And I like that aspect to the game. Beyond that, it is right in line with any other bidding style game. If you like the bidding mechanic and you like that kind of reading your opponents, then this is a game that is particularly fun. Now, what are my quibbles with the game? Well, the first one I just mentioned, there's player elimination, and it is not likely that somebody goes out early in the game and suddenly you're just sitting around doing nothing, but it could happen. The next thing is there is a skill, I think, to this game, and there will be some people that just aren't good at this because you have to be able to outthink and get into the heads of the people around the table. And one, you might be bad at that. Two, you might just not like that. And so I think that makes this game a little bit niche in many respects. And then the last thing that normally I wouldn't have put as a quibble 2 years ago, but now I will, you do need at least 3 players, and quite frankly, in my opinion, 4, 5, and 6 players is where this game is going to be the most interesting. And with the continued COVID variants that are going around, people aren't necessarily chomping at the bit to get huge numbers of people in the room. Now we're getting there, we're getting closer, but people might not be ready for that. So that does make this game a little bit harder to get to the table, which is apparent from the fact that it's taken me as long as it has from doing an unboxing and doing a kind of a full-on how to play way back when till now when this is finally coming out. There you have it, folks. That is Court of the Dead Dark Harvest. I think if you like bidding games, if you like reading your opponents, then this is a game that you're probably going to enjoy if you also like the theme. Now the theme's not huge, popping all over the place, in your face. Oh my gosh, this theme is so amazingly realized. It's there. And so you might not like it, but if you like that theme, this idea that you're going to kind of end this war between the heavens and the hells, and you're going to kind of take over yourself and saving the soul, then hey, this might be something that you really want to check out. So there you have it, folks. That is Court of the Dark Harvest. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.